Welcome, Klahowya students. This is Scott McDaniel, principal of Klahowya Secondary School, and I am super excited to have you come back to school. So today we've got a short presentation on moving around the building. And so to start with, when you arrive at school, you are going to go to the closest entry point or the shortest line. And so feel free, move around to the shortest line if something gets backed up. As you arrive, you're going to see these insignias on the ground. We want you to wait on one of these markers to help you keep you socially distant from each other and to help get you in the building safely. I want to remind everyone that the doors to the building open at 9:45. So please make sure to time your arrival around that point. If you arrive before then, you will be waiting outside. And so at the entry, we do need to take your temperature. We need to ask you if you've got any symptoms. If you have any sort of symptoms of COVID, please stay home. We can't have you here. As you come into the building, you're going to use hand sanitizer, and then we are going to ask you to scan your student ID card or a paper card. If you don't have one of those cards, during first period, after you arrive, we will get you one. We'll have them in your first period class waiting for you. But I will tell you that if you can find an old student ID, it will speed up the check-in process. So we will see, if you have an ID card, it's less than 10 seconds kind of getting through. You answer the questions, use some hand sanitizer, we scan you, and in you go. If you don't have a card, we've got to get your student ID number, and it takes a little bit longer. So to help everyone out, please try and find one of those cards if you've got one. On drop-off, so you're going to find that we have 4 main entry points. And so the buses are going to load in the front and the back of the school. And so that's the yellow pathway on this map. The student drop-off and pickup, we have moved down to the green loop. So you're going to see this on the building map here as the green area. And then student parking is still in the same location as it's been in the past. With this, for parking, wanted to highlight the purple area is student parking. The blue area is staff parking, and then we do have some visitor parking at the front of the building. If your parents forget to drop in or stopping by to drop something off, there is some space there for them. Okay. When you arrive at school, here are those markers. They're on all 4 sides of the building, so please make sure to use those while you're waiting to get inside. As you come to the front door, we are going to take your temperature, and then we want you to use some hand sanitizer. Right after that, we're going to ask you questions about if you have any symptoms, and we're going to ask if you want a lunch for the day. Then you need to scan your ID card. Here's a couple of examples of ID cards that you might have. One's a student ID card, and the other one's a paper card that we are actually making for everyone. If you have parents that are dropping you off or family members that are dropping you off, this is where they're going to drop you off, and this is the entry that you will be coming in. If you're riding a bus, here is the door to the commons at the back of the building, which is our first bus entry, and then here's the door at the front of the building for our second bus entry. And then if you're driving yourself, here is the 4th entry point, which is the student driver entry. As you're coming into the building, we want you to go directly to your first or second period class. We really can't have people hanging out in the hallways or go to the commons or the library. We've got to get you right to class periods. When you come in, we want you to use hand sanitizer before entering a classroom space. And that's to help keep yourself and everyone around you healthy and safe. As you come in, we do have to have assigned seats because we've got to track where you sit to keep everyone safe in case something happens. And as you come in, we need you to complete an attestation form. And so your teachers are going to have you sit down on an assigned seat, and then they're going to have you open up the attestation form in ClassLink. And so this icon down here shows you what you're going to click on. If for some reason you are having technological problems, we do have paper copies for you just in case. Also, you're going to show your teachers the completed screen so that they know that you've got that done. And if you're arriving after 10 a.m., we've got some students in West Sound Tech or the Skills or Running Start. And so if you're coming in after 10 a.m., come to the main office and we'll go ahead and get you checked in there. During passing period, so right at the end of the period, teachers are going to ask you to stand behind your desk so that they can start to clean tables and chairs. When the bell rings, you'll be able to leave class, and then please stay on the right side of the hallway. And also try and maintain 6-foot social distancing. We do need to keep people apart as we're moving around the building. Before you go into the new classroom, please use some hand sanitizer. and then wait until the teacher gives you permission to sit down, because they are cleaning those desks and tables. Sometimes they're going to be wet, so give it a couple minutes or wait for the teacher to tell you it's okay. Around the building, you're going to see a number of arrows. The arrows are there to remind you to stay on the right side of the hallway and to social distance. You're going to see that in the hallway there. We also have a number of areas of the building that are one way, especially our stairways where it gets kind of congested. So please observe those markers and make sure you're doing the one-way traffic. As a reminder to everybody, you can bring a water bottle to school. We do encourage you to drink water here. If you do bring a water bottle, using a straw is best, just because that way you can keep your mask on. But if you are going to drink water in class, you pull your mask down just for a moment, take a sip, and then put it right back on. You're going to notice this bottle filler, the water fountain, has been locked. So you may not use water fountains for safety reasons. For food, wanted to highlight the fact that lunch and breakfast is free for all students who are on site. So if you want a lunch and a breakfast at 1:15, you can pick those up in the commons. If you're staying for our academic time or the study hall time in the afternoon, from 1:15 to 2:15, we'll have space for you to eat that food. Please remember that food is not allowed in classrooms. Okay. Also, wanted to remind everybody that restrooms have occupancy limits. And so outside of this restroom, you see a picture with 3 passes. And so we encourage students to use the restroom during class, because that way we can help you monitor how many people are in restrooms. The first student, what would happen is, let's say you're going to the restroom. You're going to check out in your teacher's classroom on their roster, grab the bathroom pass, and then you're going to head to the restroom. When you get to the restroom, you're going to place the bathroom pass on the wall. There's a place where it sticks on there, and then you're going to go into the restroom. A second person from a different classroom is coming to the restroom, and they put their pass up. Now, after you're done using the restroom, you would then wash your hands, and then you're going to grab your pass and go back to class. Okay, so that's an example of how we're going to maintain our bathroom occupancy. End of the day, we do have a staggered dismissal. And so at 1:11, if you're riding the bus and you need a lunch, we're going to dismiss you first to go pick up your lunch and then head out to the bus. And at 1:12, we'll send everyone else out to the bus that's heading home. At 1:13, if you're being picked up by parents and you need a lunch, we'll let you out then. At 1:14, we will let everyone else go who's heading home. And then at 1:15, if you're attending academic support and activities, you will then be dismissed. And at 1:15, you'll go down and pick up a lunch and then wait in the commons. Please know that if you're waiting at 1:15, you can bring your own lunch if you prefer to do that. With that, just a reminder, our A students, or the A track schedule, has you on or coming to school from 10 a.m. through 1:15 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday. That's in the green. You can stay here from 1:15 to 2:15 for academic help and activities and clubs. And then we also have study hall for high school athletics from 2:15 to 3:30. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, if you're on the A track, you are in a remote manner, which means you are staying home. The B group, or the B track schedule, you are coming on Thursday and Friday. So it's all the same times as the A group. You're just coming on Thursday and Friday. And so with that, I want to thank you so much. We're super excited to have you here at school, and we look forward to having a great spring.